to level 3 here very shortly, or if they decide to go up towards level 1. I think those are probably going to be the two plays we'll see.
Neither run are using a traditional Link sprite. We've got the dude using Zelda, and Jake Hooper using his traditional Trudor sprite. Both are going right to level 3. Which is level 5.
Yeah, they may spend some time in here. It's not the largest of the dungeons, but certainly don't want to fight a particularly difficult enemy set if there tends to be some Wizrobes. Pull's voice, like Dark Nuts, inhabiting a whole bunch of the rooms.
Whoa, that's a messy map for level 5.
Yep, it's got the one-off, it's got the 6-piece segment for the entryway, and it looks like it's got another 15-piece segment at the top of the dungeon there, so... Gonna have the non-transport that stays basically on an island, or maybe two that transfer the same island, because it already has.
Yeah, that's 3 sets of staircases plus our item stairs, so that's a lot of stairs.
Important to note that Dude has already gotten his bomb drop, but Jake Hooper has not. It's very likely they're going to have some bombs here pretty quickly, given that this segment goes directly to a room with no doors.
Unfortunately, the bomb takes us into a room that you need keys. Jake Hooper not getting bombs is already out, and it looks like we're kind of locked out of level 5 right now. There's some blue Lionels which can drop bombs, but not the friendliest enemy to take on.
Oh. I'm not sure if we've seen the enemy set on the Overworld yet, have we?
But we got Wizrobes and Dungeons, and I don't know if the dude's going to be able to get to that. Nope.
I don't think it's particularly worth the time investment at this point, and he's made the same conclusion.
Jake Hooper's found level 2 with an immediate toll room. Now, because he had 3 hearts, he just gave up a heart. Won't put him below 3. He's in zombie mode now, though.
Yep, and we enter another shutter room that I thought was going to be yet another one, but then realized, oh, it's level 2, it only has 1. But it does have the Aquamentus ready to shoot him. And down goes Jake. I was going to say, I was a little bit surprised Jake Hooper didn't take the heart penalty for his zombie Trogdor and then immediately up A and go back to 3 heart. But it's all the same in the end, seeing as the death put him back there.
We do have divergence with the dude going towards level 6, maybe the Armos item.
Yep. It's got a reasonable chance of being there. I think it's like a 50-50 roll to stay. It's the traditional location as we find level 9 at level 6. And then it has like a 20% chance beyond that to stay there.
Yeah, so it's essentially 60% chance to be at its usual spot.
So we have Gorillas and Wizrobes in the same dungeon set. That's not a very fun one for me personally, because you're taking what I call plink damage, as we have the heart container Armos and the blue boomerang in its vanilla location level 2. But I don't like taking the plink damage from the boomerangs and then having to deal with Wizrobes in the same dungeon. Means that you're basically going to take 2 or 3 hearts worth of damage from just boomerangs, trying to dodge them all, and then immediately have the big damage enemy set trying to take you out.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of potential range to damage there. Not something you want to deal with. So the dude's working his way up towards vanilla level 9. Since he's already seen level 9, he at least knows this will be something that's not level 9.
So he's gonna go ahead and bomb it open, and looks like level 6 and level 9 trade places the seed.
Yeah, not what you'd like to see up here. 6 can tend to be a long dungeon, and the dude might feel somewhat obligated to try to clear this up since he walked all the way up here.
Yeah, there's a couple things to note. It looks like it's got wall masters, which we did not see in the Guerrilla Wizrobe enemy set. So that automatically to me means that we're not likely to see that enemy set here, although we see the same boss.
Jacob, we're still clearing out level 2. Seen one item. Looking for the second. If you're these runners early, what's the first item you'd love to see that just makes you feel like this could be a good seed for you?
In this enemy set, my experience has been that I actually will just go ahead and farm myself the blue ring, thus making that the first item I want to see. But we do see another really good item in the...
Yeah, that's the any key. There, Jacob will have no more key troubles today.
If you're talking about straight dungeon items to find, I think any key, wand, or white sword is actually preferable early, just to give you the early combat advantage and speeds up the clear to other items later.
I can see that. For me, I guess I'm still somewhat on the newer side, so I'd love to see a red ring early. I know it doesn't help as much with fast combat, but just cutting down deaths is always preferable.
Yeah, and again, the only reason I wouldn't put the red ring in this specific format, or this flag set, if you will, is because you know where all the door repairs are, and you know where the medium and large secrets are. You can go ahead and buy your way into at least halfway there to the red ring quality of defense with the blue ring. And then you hope to find the offense, and therefore you're kind of off and running with good offense, good enough defense for now, and you can clear some stuff.
That's definitely fair. The only trick to that, of course, is seeing where your secrets are. If you've got low, if your big secrets rolled low, that definitely becomes more difficult to do.
Looks like the arrow shop stayed the same and also has the blue ring. And Dude is now also going to go into level 2 and see if he can't find his way to the any key blue boomerang. And unfortunately, he did find a heart, so he cannot zombie Link this time. He's going to have to pay that price. Sees it's the same lovely enemy set that was in level 5.
Yeah, Jacob, we're about to find out where level 9 is.
Yep, this is a pretty traditional route if you do not find the recorder or the raft in the first level, FNL 3. And it leads you to an early enough Armos to where you're not really behind your opponent if they took the level 1.
I think Jacob's gonna make the exact same play that the dude did and go check out vanilla level 9 now. Which it looked like on the dude's side, he got ladder blocked. I'm not sure if he was completely ladder blocked, but we might not be able to do too much in 6 yet.
Jake Cooper's going to take advantage of the medium secret that is up here as well as the third shop, or the one that's traditionally at the Forgotten Spot as well. You can only access it on Death Mountain and in the Forgotten Spot via bombs, and the other two spots are candle spots. So in this case, with the 60 rupee candle, the vanilla price being in this shop, this was only one of 2 shops that you can actually pick it up from. So good rep.
And Trogdor can breathe fire again. Yeah, we've got the dude in level 2. Nope, he takes it. Both of them take about a simultaneous death there.
Yeah, Death Mountain is pretty well blocked off by Lionels and nonsense, and level 2 being your Wizrobe Guria set, there's about 90 ways to die. Jake Coper's now kind of doing my common route of let's go get some of the free stuff off the overworld and work our way towards level 8 once we get the candle. We'll see if level 8 has one of our smaller dungeons or if it's one of the 2 remaining large dungeons.
Get a look at the big secret, which rolled slightly low, but not bad. It's 90 or 89 rupees.
Yep, it's 267 rupees with all 3 of those in your possession, so it's not a secret that is too small to make use of. And level 1 is the small dungeon that we were looking for underneath the burn bush, so Jake Coper's definitely going to try and dig this if it's not a Wizrobe enemy set. It looks like it's Dark Nuts.
Orange Dark Nuts, usually not too bad. 1 bomb will take them out unless they rolled high.
Seeing a lot of 3 hits there, so I'm wondering if that is their HP is -1 maybe?
And both boomerangs are in their vanilla dungeons today.
This is kind of looking like a segmented one just based on where he started, but we'll see if you can get through to this staircase. Maybe it's an item. So I think there's, what, only down and up in the start room?
I think so. Oh, it's the ladder. That's a very nice time to pick up the ladder because he will be able to go straight to the coast after this and check what item is there.
Yeah, it's questionable as to whether or not he wants to clear this room, since it can be the last remaining drop room. Looks like he's going to hope that the rope continues to spawn in, and it so far has eliminated 2 of the blue Dark Nuts.
Over on the dude's side, he's picked up both items, just looking for the Triforce.
Yeah, I think he definitely cleared the magic boomerang room, but did not actually pick it up.
Yeah.
I suppose.
He did clear that one. He intentionally skipped it.
Not sure I agree with dodging both the regular and magic boomerang and the seed early, since they didn't really have any ranged weaponry. But so far, Jay Coper's making decent enough progress without it, and there was actually 3 ways to go at start, so that's why that staircase was not a segment. He had all sorts of directions to go in one. Also of note is the red Gurias are getting killed by a single beam sword from the wood sword, so very...
I was a dig dogger in 1. Little concerning because that's a potential room for the recorder to be in. Or no, not a recorder, that's a potential room for a floor drop to be in. You need the recorder to get it though. It couldn't be the recorder. Get a map. This is a pretty It's okay, dungeon. There's our second item to the power bracelet.
Yeah, not gonna turn that down early, but we're now down to only a handful of rooms that the Triforce can be in. And while there won't be any items behind that, there may potentially be Triforce blocked by a Dig Dogger. So we'll see if that actually is the case or if it's something like the Compass.
And Jacob, we're trying to get through this room. We took a hit. Can't take another. Now we can. Now we can't.
And successfully gets to the right side. It looks like it's going to be the Tingle Tingle Kuala Lumpur.
It might. Yeah. It looks like that Triforce might be blocked by the Dig Dogger.
Now, Jake Hooper's going to assume for now that he's blocked out and come back later. It's not really that far out of the way of some other dungeon locations. And with the power bracelet, it's actually only like 6 screens of travel. Actually, I believe it's probably close to 6 or 7 screens of travel both ways.
Because the coast item is the red ring.
Yep, so as long as Dude does not have a fire source, he's going to be blocked out of the ladder and the red ring. So it's imperative that he makes his way to that shop location at some point in the next 5 to 10 minutes if he wants to kind of keep pace with what Jake Hooper's likely to be able to clear.
Yeah, grabbing that red ring, it's very unlikely Jake Hooper's going to take many, if any, deaths the rest of the way.
With the Wizrobes in dungeons and only 5 hearts, we've still got some potential for death here early, but you're right, as we go on, it's probably going to be less and less of an issue.
The dude's going to see the red ring, but he will not be able to get it.
So I'm going to make the assumption that Jake Hooper got the ladder clip to go back towards the forest and go to level 3. So Dude is really hoping the red candle is in level 3 and he can pick it up and go back and clear this burn bush that he just passed.
Yeah. Level 3 is a nice little dungeon to explore. Tends to be a smaller dungeon, 2 items to get. So good time to find this one. And there's another mugger room. With the any key though, that's not an issue.
And we do find a staircase. I don't think Jake Hooper saw the staircase yet on Dude's side. We'll see if it happens to be the red candle.
It's a heart container.
The good news is he's now guaranteed his white sword pickup. The bad news is he still doesn't have his fire source, or even one of the other important items that could have potentially been in that staircase for that matter.
Seems like a lot of enemies in this set rolled high.
We have a bit of a compressed level 3. It's not the biggest level 3 as it looks to be, only 18 rooms, but there is that little tail off the top there that could potentially cause problems if that's where that ladder block was.
I got a room with bubbles here. Could be a little tricky, especially if you don't have a good secondary method of dealing with them. Ooh, the dude takes a death.
We see dude actually flipped onto the water there. He would be able to stab those gels from that location if he so desired to wait for it, but he's, I think, going to decide to take the long way around, see if he can't get past that ladder block. Level 3 being one of those dungeons where you can open up just about every wall as long as there isn't a right-hand staircase, Zelda's room, or an old man. Should be able to get around that one, but we'll see if there's more ladder blocks.
There's another potential one, but I think still a way to work around it.
Jake Coper is now taking on this room full of random hodgepodge enemies with the Beamos and the bubbles. If this is the item room, it's going to be an advantage to Jake Coper given that Dude does not have any upgraded offense or defense, but doesn't look like it had anything, so safe for now. To answer the question in chat, we saw the staircase heart in level 3, but given that Jay Coper is still in here after getting the Triforce, I'm going to assume we did not find the floor item in this.
No, I'm not 100% sure for ladder blocks. So I thought we were for a second, but no, it was the same room that the dude was in.
Alright, Jay Coper has 2 rooms left, it looks like, to find that last item. And we've got a Dodongo here, which we, I guess, are going to hold off on. And this room cannot be an item drop, and it has danger noodles, so we're definitely not going to stick around.
It's a heart container.
Well, in the end, chat was right. The second item was a heart container, but it took us a little bit longer than perhaps realized to find.
So Jay Coper likely going to head to the north now, check out the white sword item and the level 5 spot. White sword item you tend to not want to wait too long on because it's a pretty free pickup, and if it's something good, you do not want to leave that behind.
And Dude also has his second heart container out of 3, so I'm gonna try and go up 2 rooms and get his Triforce piece. And we'll have to give up some keys, but he's plenty okay with that.
We got level 7 at level 5. Potential staircase room here as the dude picks up his second Triforce piece.
And Jay Coper is going to go ahead and utilize some of his bombs he can farm in this room and make sure there is no bomb wall before taking the staircase. It is a transport, so probably going to try and clear whatever is in this top area. And there is another staircase right here, so it's a good thing he did check. And looks like we are definitely segmented now.
Yep, that confirms what this is definitely a segmented 7.
Yeah, when he could not bomb down to start this 7, started giving off that vibe that it was not going to be a single piece 7. And it does have a Triforce on the other side of that second staircase that we saw. But I think Jay Coper's going to make sure he's not missing a free item somewhere nearby down here before he takes it. We
got a map. Let's see what we're dealing with. Okay, that's not terrible.
Yeah, that is a pretty tame 7. I think that definitely would increase the odds that both runners clear this dungeon out for the items.
Of course, looking at that 7, and I think that makes it a little bit more likely that 8's going to be pretty long.
Yeah, we're looking at a 18 room plus 4 is 22 room level 7.
Yep.
And we know it's on a 64 room grid, so it could be as big as a 42 room 8, but I would think it's more likely to be probably a 37 to 39 room level.
Yeah, so it looks like Jake Hooper skipped a hard container, but I can't blame him because he's got the red ring. There's their bomb upgrade. Jake Hooper does have enough. He grabs it and it's a vanilla upgrade, 4 bomb upgrade.
Yep, I'm a little bit surprised we're skipping hearts. While Jake Hooper is plenty good enough to sit there on a wood sword and be the seed, the advantages that you can get from a magical sword are really high, and we also have level 9 right next to that location. So that's all the more reason, in my opinion, that you want to pick up heart containers, even at the cost of about 10 to 12 seconds.
That was a bit impressive by Jake Hooper there, getting all 3 Dodongos stunned with 1 bomb. Over on the dude's side, he is taking on these dark nuts. We still have not seen the floor item in 7.
And keep in mind, this is way more dangerous for Dude given he does not have a ring of any color. So every time he gets hit by one of those dark nuts during combat, it's going to be 2 hearts worth of damage.
He grabbed the Triforce. See if he goes back in. Oh, he's noping out of 7. Could be a good call. We'll have to see what the second item is first. Oh, but he's gotta get by some Lionels to check the white sword item. Gotta be really careful here. You do not want to take a death right now.
Yeah, with that bomb drop, you should definitely go ahead and see if you can't respawn these enemies onto this side. It looks like he may actually try and bait this blue Lionel down towards him. Not sure if that's going to work out too well for him, but he's going to get a little gap here to get into the white.
There's the bow. That is a nice pickup.
Yep, so that takes us down to 3 items outstanding that we need to actually be able to get into go mode here. And actually, I guess into Dude's side, it's going to be 4, given he needs that candle still.
Jacob, we're still looking for that second item in here. Running out of spots. Dude's gonna pick up his candle. If he heads towards the vanilla level 8, this, which I think he's gonna do, could turn out pretty well for him. Get the ladder out of 1 and then the red ring.
Yeah, when you think about it, he really has no choice, though, because level 5 is Wizrobes, he doesn't want to go there. Level 6, I think we assumed was key and or ladder blocked. And there's 2 more dungeons that he can't even get into yet, so pretty much a safe bet that he's going to have to go to 8, or vanilla 8, which is level 1.
It's the book as the second item in 7. That move to skip the second item in 7 is going to pay off for the dude.
Yep, it's going to cost Jake Coper about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes of time extra to confirm that the second item was nothing important, but at least it wasn't a significant time loss. Sumets is something you can kind of make up with combat play, and in my opinion, your opponent is almost always likely to lose a couple minutes here and there, so that's what you chalk that one up to.
So we're in level 1. We saw the ladder, the power bracelet, and a heart container in here, I believe. No, we saw... Nope, sorry. Ladder, power bracelet, and boomerang.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the banana is on the way to the ladder staircase item. I don't know if it's this room or the next room over.
Jacob also picked up his bow. And looks like he's gonna go towards that level 9 spot that has level 6.
I'm wondering if Dude actually looked at the... Did he look at the item shop on his way into vanilla or into level 1 here? So he might have been scouting for arrows.
Can't remember if he did.
I believe the arrows were in that shop because the arrows are in their traditional shop with the blue ring.
Yes, they are in their traditional shop. I remember that. Jacob, we're diving into 6. The dude's been in here, but I don't think he found anything, and potentially was ladder blocked.
Yep, seen some pretty clean combat here from the dude in this blue darkness room. Decided not to reset the room and get the rope or the snakes back into that room.
He's out of 1. Gonna go pick up the red ring.
Yeah, I cleared the bottom part of level 1 and then before going to the top part, making a respectable play in my opinion, and getting the red ring so that he doesn't take any unnecessary deaths.
I'm kind of just taking some stock here where we're at so far. We've seen all 3 items in level 1, seen both items in level 2, both items in level 3, and both items in level 7. Haven't found 4 yet. Oh wait, no, we haven't found 4 yet. Don't think we've seen 5 yet either. We haven't seen 8 yet.
Yep, to clean it up a little bit here, the two dungeons that are out on the lake spots are level 4 and level 8. Level 5 is Wizrobe infested, and we haven't seen any items. We also haven't seen any items in 6, and Dude does not have the second item in 7 knowledge yet, so he may consider clearing based on the enemy set there and its size. That's where he could potentially still lose a little bit of time going back to that.
So at this point, your choices are to dive a Wizrobe invested 5, or walk all the way back up to 6.
If you get the bomb upgrade, which J. Coper has, I think your play in most cases is probably going to be level 5 instead of level 6. But given J. Coper is already up here scouting this out, making sure it wasn't level 4 or level 8, I think that's why he's considering clearing a lot of it to make sure that the item isn't here before leaving.
We found the Triforce in 6. The dude's gonna find his 3rd item, Power Bracelet.
Yeah, without having the recorder in your hand, the Power Bracelet is actually a pretty significant pickup for travel around the overworld. On top of that, it isn't part of your select swap option, so not surprising. As J. Coper does find the Floor Heart in level 6, so that's one of the two. And we have a Probably an inconsequential bait block.
Oh, I think that confirms we are Dig Dogger blocked from that Triforce. Either the Dig Dogger's got it or it's in the room to the left of the Dig Dogger. But either way, that Dig Dogger is blocking it.
Alright, so here is the early play. We're going to have Dude going back to level 5 while Jake Coper finishes up at level 6. This is going to say a lot towards who potentially can win this seed, in my opinion, because it's going to take Jake Coper a little bit of time to clear this room if this is the item staircase. But if the item is up here, it's going to take Dude a while to get up here.
And the dude back in 5, I believe the first time in he was either key blocked or bomb blocked. I think that was also an issue we had in this one, since it was their first dungeon.
Yeah, I think he was key blocked in the top segment and key blocked again in the segment he's in now, with red Wizrooms being down here in a reverse C room that were kind of hard to get past.
Oh yeah, I remember that reverse C room. Yep.
And red Wizrobes rolled way down, 2 HP, so this is a pretty easy room now that you have a red ring and a way into this area that has more room to operate.
He's got that room down, we've got a staircase. It is a transport.
So this is going to be to the one off, or is it going to go up to the top again? Up to the top again we go.
Staircase on Jake Coper's side. We have not seen the stair item here. And it's a heart container. Double heart container in level 6.
Yep, so all that time that Dude lost early on not having the candle to get in and get his ladder and red ring, now is not such a big deal. Looks like that staircase, however, was a one-off. I guess he tried to bomb to the west and could not bomb through that wall. So a little bit of time lost there, but now it's very likely that he can just go mode level 6 at some point, because I don't think you'd go up there if you got your recorder or your raft out of this dungeon that's at Vanilla 3's location.
But this also pretty much guarantees at this point that there's something in this level 5. We have to have some form of progression in this level, either the raft or the recorder.
Yeah, unless Fred's playing a prank on these runners, we're going to have something here for sure.
Jake Coper is also heading back to level 5. He did grab the Triforce in 6, so he's got a 4-3 Triforce lead.
And Dude is doing exactly what I would do. He knows he cannot get up into this area from that other staircase. Makes it at least somewhat logical that a right-hand staircase could be up here in this area.
To clear out these Gibdos. Nothing in there. I got another Dig Dogger.
Very unlikely to be guarding anything at this point. I guess it's extremely slim chance that it guards something. But that Wizrobe room over there can be required because you can't bomb out of the room below. So that could be a bit of a mess.
Get a rupee boss for a key. Staircase, either this could take us to the one segment or to the item.
It could also technically take you to the one segment and to the floor item.
That's true.
We've seen a race decided by that already, so it certainly is possible.
Alright, this is going to take us to the segment, though the dude's not going to go down there just yet.
Yeah, it's a smart play to clear this diamond staircase room out, for sure. There's also only a handful of rooms left up here. I think he's only got 4 left to check, so make sure that your other free staircase item isn't up here, and you may see the floor item on the way. Meanwhile, Jay Coper is taking the exact same thought process up to this top right corner of the top segment of 5. Always extremely suspect that the right-hand staircase is there if you can't bump through that wall and you know that that room exists. Here's our item staircase.
And there's our raft.
Don't think he's going to bail yet. I think that room's easily clearable, and you probably want to make sure it's not a super room. Plus, there's 2 rooms left to the right.
Does have to be careful. Down to 1 heart. I've got a second.
Yep, now he's just down to the Gorilla. That's going to be an easy clear. And not a super room, but he's opened up 2 more possibilities.
Red candle.
So in theory, you could have gotten your red candle out of here to get into level 1. And this could be the Triforce room, so you gotta clear it, even though it's gonna be a bit of a slow grind with only 2.5 hearts. Alright, he's gonna be clear through now. He's got enough hearts left, and it is the Triforce that he gets Y-forced into, but he'll take it. He's done.
At this point, the dude likely gonna head straight for that raft spot. See if we got level 4 or level 8 there.
Yep, extremely likely that he is going to dig it regardless of whether it's 4 or 8. It's simply too far of a walk to go up to Vanilla 9 and go back to 6 at this point, and level 7's also quite a ways away, even with the Power Bracelet jumps in play.
We've got level 8. So, based on what we saw in level 7, we expect this to be a big level 8. Probably in the high 30s for rooms. We also have 3 items in here. And we are guaranteed... I think at this point the recorder has to be in here.
Yep, the recorder is going to be in level 8, it's just a question of where in level 8 it's going to be. Jay Coper... Looks like Jay Coper up an aid from the raft. So I'm not sure if he's deciding not to dig those other spots or what his decision behind that was. He did have those 2 rooms left, and one of them is the Triforce, but maybe he's hoping he can bomb into those 2 rooms.
Buyers did not roll high today, so bombs will take them out. You might be thinking it's in that single segment. There's the recorder.
Right now, here comes the ultimate decision. If you find the Triforce, are you just going to bail and go to level 4 first before coming back, or do you dig level 8? That is going to be the play that the runners are going to have to decide once they see that recorder on the ground.
And I mean, at this point, you just need silver arrows, so you really have to decide what you're going to do. Do you dig, as you said, do you dig each dungeon, or are you going to just start getting Triforces?
Yeah, it depends, I guess, on where the Triforce is in relation to some of these other staircases, but in our Game 3 deciding race, with silvers being the last outstanding item, it's going to be interesting to see who makes what gamble and which one pays off if they take different gamble.
The other thing, of course, these runners would still like to see, don't necessarily need it, but you'd love to see it, is either the white sword or the wand. Just to make combat a little easier.
We've only seen the Wizrobe and Gorilla set twice to my knowledge. So I would be a little bit concerned with the wand going into level 9 that I might get stuck with a rather unfortunate enemy set there.
Dude not going to take on that Dig Dogger. Right now, he's looking for two staircases, as well as a Triforce. Jake Hopper joining the dude in level 8.
That's the question in chat. Jake Hopper did clear level 6 and found 2 heart containers, and I think he may have skipped the staircase one, but not the floor one. That was easier to pick.
Yeah, right now, this is still anybody's game. The dude probably is a little bit ahead in level 8, but Jake Hopper's got an extra Triforce. So I don't know if we can even call either of these runners in the lead at this point.
It's going to depend on really just routing at this point. There is no easy, clear leader. The dude has a little bit of extra dungeon clearing done in level 8 and has officially found the floor drop, but until we know where silvers are and who picks it up, we're not going to be able to clear one. I will say this, JP, with the wood arrows being in their traditional shop only a couple screens away from this level, vanilla level 4, level 8 location. Kind of surprised that neither runner actually routed that in, given that they both had roughly 100 rupees when they entered this.
Got a heart container as our second item in 8. Yeah, I'm a little surprised too. You know, we got the rupees for it. I don't know if we've seen any Gomas yet. But there's always the risk of them popping up.
Yeah, but if either one of the runners had picked up the wood arrows for this dungeon, just in case they ran into a Goma, they would have also had some Bull's voice in this dungeon that they could have wiped out in far less time. And we may have the second staircase item, as we see how big this level 8 was, given level 7 size.
The dude gonna take out this Gleok. Might be the Triforce room.
Yep, just make sure you're facing the correct direction when you're fighting this, because you can get punted into the staircase, and he almost did there. And it is the other heart container, so nothing else besides recorder in the.
You might count that as 8 of our heart containers.
Yep, chat says 36 rooms. Looks like we have 6, 11, 16, 22, 26, 30, 33, 36. That is the correct answer. Dalfon wins.
So, if I'm correct, our remaining 4 items between level 4 and level 9 are the white sword, the wand, the silver arrows, and a heart container.
Yep, that sounds accurate to me.
Which actually is not a bad thing to think of when you think about it, because it means your next item, there's a 75% chance you're going to get something that's going to be helpful. Even if it's not your silver arrows, you're going to get something. You potentially can get something that's just going to help you out.
And Compass get on Dude's side, which in a 36 room level 8, I think you're happy to see. And it was not Goma blocked, so going to be able to pick up the Triforce here. And we'll be off to level 4 and then to level 1 to get the Triforce piece there. So we'll see if the silvers are in level 4. And if they're not, we'll see if Dude gambles on level 7 and goes back to level 6 for his Triforce piece, or if he goes to level 9 after getting a 6th Triforce piece.
And Jacob, we're going to be right behind the dude and picking up the Triforce piece out of 8. And he's going to still keep that 1 Triforce lead. Or he might not have... may not have found the other item yet.
Yeah, he's at least not seen one of the heart containers, may not have seen 2 of them. He also does not have his recorder out of here, which he knows has to be here.
So 52 minutes, you're just looking for silvers. What is your thought process at this point?
If I'm Dude, I am absolutely going back to level 7, given how few rooms he has left and its size. I think while the gamble might normally be the better play if you think that you're behind, going for what's likely to be a 56 to 60 room level 9 before finishing off 8 rooms in level 7 seems like a poor decision to me. If level 7 he had 1 item in it and it was 30 rooms and he had only explored 6, then you're more or less likely to run into an item in level 9 before you find that 1 item left in level 7, so at that point it would be a different decision entirely.
You got some blue land molas in level 4. Here's a staircase. Are we segmented? We're not. At least not yet, but we have a white sword.
Yeah, this is going to be a much quicker clear now than it was just a handful of seconds earlier. Bull's voice now going down half the time. Gels and Keys going down 1 hit instead of 2. Very useful item to have in this particular seed with the roll. Meanwhile, J. Cooper does now have his recorder, but he's missing his last staircase item at level 8, which I don't think is in this staircase, so he's going to bomb down, look around.
The dude's found the Triforce. He's going to keep digging, which can't blame him. Level 4 tends to be on the shorter side for dungeons, so you don't want to leave this one behind.
Yeah, you certainly have to clear the rooms around this Triforce. At that point, you can decide whether or not you want to pick it up and look at near start again, or if you just want to gamble on it. And now you absolutely dig.
There is a Goma, but we know that one's not guarding anything.
And J. Cooper bailed after seeing it instantly. He may think it's blocking an item or something, but if that's true, that's only going to cost him a heart container, so it wouldn't hurt him too much to do that.
Yeah, right now I think this race is gonna come down to who finds the silver arrows first, and in that respect, right now. But Jake Cooper still does have that Triforce. Well, he doesn't have the Triforce lead now. He will have it again shortly. So to do quick.
Like in this room, in my opinion, is not that big of a deal because it saves you those bubbles. So I'd almost get taken on by the second like there.
Yeah, as annoying as it is to get eaten by one, it is kind of protection in a room like this one. Where's our other bomb upgrade?
Now, if you're not going to buy the wood arrows, a bomb upgrade seems like the second best purchase to make to me.
Okay, here's the other... Yeah, he's found the other staircase.
So the efficiency that Dude cleared level 8 is going to give him a good chunk of time back that he'll need to actually clear level 6. And he's going to pick up his Triforce piece in 4. Did he find the floor item, or is it just on the bottom half and he wanted to pick that up?
Looks like he's... Yeah, he didn't find the second item yet, and he's going to go back in.
Yeah, so perhaps he has not cleared the bottom portion of level 4 and just wanted to pick up his Triforce before heading down there, which makes sense.
There's a useless compass. Key in this room.
Yeah, I was going to say, in my opinion, you just up an A with a room full of that many likes in the red ring.
It's got just 2 rooms left to check.
And it's going to be the last room unless it was a room that he did not clear somewhere near.
Potentially guard. Yeah. There's the silver arrows. Okay, so this is interesting. Let's see how fast Jake Cooper finds those. He's going south first. If he finds those quick, this race becomes very interesting.
Oh, this race is already going to be very interesting. I don't think it's going to take very long for Jake Cooper or the Dude to actually get into level 9 at this point. So it's going to be an absolute sprint now to the finish, and anybody's game.
Yeah, Dude going back to level 1. Triforce pickup here will be quick. He knows where it is. Basically, or at least knows which of the 2 rooms it's going to be in. But as you mentioned, he still has to dig 6 for a Triforce piece. Jake Cooper just has to go back to 1 after he gets the Triforce out of 4. I think it's gonna... I don't know, it depends on how fast the Dude clears level 6.
And
Oh,
unfortunate death for Jay Coper in the Silver Arrows room. Hopefully he decides to go back down there and get...
death like that might turn you off of going back there, and it did.
So his route now is going to take him to the Staircase Island and eventually to the Triforce. I would think, knowing Jay Coper, he's going to get the Triforce after finding the Staircase item and still go back down there and clear that room for the Silver. So I don't think he's going to bail on this. But it is going to cost him a little bit of combat time.
Yeah, exactly. He's not going to bail. He'll definitely go back down to that room, but he's going to most likely full clear this 4 now. So it really does come down to how long does it take the dude to find the Triforce in 6. He's explored a little bit of it.
Yeah. And to keep in mind now, Jay Coper is at the maximum capacity for the seed of 16 bombs. So if level 9 is a magnet for bomb hole pathways, it's going to come down to who can maintain their bomb count. We're going to see Jay Coper get his combat upgrade now, so he's going to start improving his clear speed at this level 4.
Chat pointing out that Jay Coper did skip heart containers earlier. He did. Though, I mean, can't blame him for it. If he feels confident in his combat, he's going to go for it.
Yep, just going to be a question now of when he goes in the staircase on level 9 and it happens to be the wand, will he take the time to grab that and try and clear it faster?
I would say I wouldn't have been surprised if he had grabbed the Triforce there and just taken the health refill. He's at a half heart. Gotta be very careful because one hit from these Poles voice will take him out. The good news with Pole's voice, at least, is they are somewhat predictable, and the dude has his Triforce out of 6.
Alright, gonna come down to how Trolley is level 9.
Level 9 is back at level 6.
Yep, and in the dude's case, he's not going to be really looking for a staircase, just going to be looking and or listening for Ganon and Zelda's door, which has some different mechanics behind it that we can get into when we get to that.
Chad thinking that Jay Coper's going to gamble on 9. I really don't think so. I think he's going to clear 4. I don't see any way he doesn't clear 4. He's already cleared most of it.
Yeah. The only big problem for Jay Coper, Jay Coper right now, in my opinion, is the time he's lost by not being able to clear the last bit of that Landmolar room.
But we've seen how 9 can change races. Yesterday, we saw how a level 9 could completely erase a 12-minute lead.
Insta-roar.
Out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Ganon. Seven more hits now, 8 total with a white sword. Bit of a troller room to fight Ganon in, but even with this room, it's so close to start, even if he happens to troll you to death, you're still going to be right back here in a hurry. Down
And
goes the
Ganon's-
pig.
Now he's going to go straight up. Are we going to have an instant Zelda? I guess Link in this case.
Nah, it's not going to be that easy this scene. We got to patrol him a little bit. And of course, that is the case.
So now the dude is going to be looking for a shutter door that opens the second he walks in the room.
I think he's going to explore left because he doesn't want to burn up his bomb count at this point.
I believe Jake Hoper's picked up his silver arrows. He just has to go back to level 1. But did he not? Oh, never mind.
Well, he got his Triforce and then went back in there and now left with 3 hearts, so I'm going to assume that you are correct and he got his silver. You may have forgotten that he got trolled in level 1, though, on his notes, because he's going to walk in and realize, not possible,
Yeah.
unless he already went to level 1.
I don't think he did.
I mean,
Because
this is
he
not going
needed
to
the
cost him a ton of time, but still, that's at least 30 seconds. He's going to look at his Triforce piece and realize, oh yeah, his Dig Dogger blocked. Actually, he doesn't even need it. He's going to go to 1.
The dude just looking for that shutter door that's going to open the second he walks into a room. If he doesn't see a shutter door, he's leaving the room. Now, Jake Hopper's in level 1. He knows where the area where the Triforce is. So this will be quick.
Yep. Until we see Zelda on the dude's side, it's going to be, still going to be a close race here, because remember, Gan's 1 room to the right off of start. So Jake Coper's going to have him down instantly, and it'll be a Zelda rush.
Not there. At least this enemy set in level 9 is not too bad. We got Dark Nuts, but that's the worst of it.
Staircase didn't take you too far away, but still to a new area, so it's possible that we can start bombing here soon. I would at least consider the opportunity to bomb up from that staircase, or kind of try and move upwards in that general direction at this point. Alternatively, you can bomb to the west, since we haven't been down in the southwest at all.
Jake Hoper is entering 9. As soon as he kills Ganon, it's basically an even race with the dude having a bit of an exploration advantage.
And for the second time, we have a Ganon fight, and Jake Hoper's now going to be looking for 8 hits on Ganon in this circle moat room. And I'm really starting to get concerned here. We have not seen the dude use any bombs yet. Jake Hoper bombs early and finds a route. That could make all the difference. We're now in a new area, though. He's down in the southwest, which he's not explored a single room of to this.
Remember, winner goes on to the round of 32. Loser is out of the tournament. Whoever finds that door that opens first is going to take this.
Patra trolling with the shutter door behind him, but not going to be directly there.
Man, this is tense.
Yep, here comes another open doorway onto dude's side in a new area, whereas Jake Coper's exploring space that we've already seen on our side. Another key door down, so I guess he's probably going to clear this room to make sure this isn't a potential staircase room. Take a look in the staircase. It is the heart container, so we found one of the two items in 9 with the other being the wand. But that's not what we were looking for. Looks like the dude's gonna spend his first bomb in 9 to try and go down this room and gets wall mastered on the way out going back to start. Ooh.
Jake Hooper found a shutter door, did not open right away though.
I mean, I understand the bomb there because he couldn't get down to that little corridor on the bottom left of this level 9. See if that opens him up to potentially using some more bombs to get through this 9.
The dude still has the exploration advantage, but it's shrinking.
Yeah, it looks like she's either going to be stuck kind of in a wedge down there in the southwest, or she's going to be due north. Yeah, was that shutter door because the room had nothing in it, or was that her? That was nothing. Okay. Meanwhile, the dude is going to try and go north in this room where the mole door was regarding the shutter door. Finds a compass in this room. Pick that thing up now. Don't bomb the wall yet.
North center.
I would definitely bomb to the west in this room now. Or find your way back up into that area. I think he probably has his staircases labeled, so he's going to head up in that general direction. He did not bomb left because he had that room already explored, and if I recall, that staircase could have been the right-hand staircase we saw earlier, so if he knew that by marking it, that was a good decision not to bomb left in that room. Just a question of where is that staircase at to get to that segment that he was in earlier. Was it on this right-hand staircase? No, he's not going to try going that way. He's going to try and go up first, and it could work out if he can go do left on the top. Key door in this room with a manhandle stuck in the wall in the top corner of it. Can you get by him? Yes. 2 rooms left. Is this a key door or door? Yes, it is. 1 room left to go. Will there be a shutter door on the left side? The answer is yes. Get your GGs out for dude, as long as it's not a troll, and it's not. Official SRL time of 1:13:07.
The dude officially advanced to the round of 32 to face Sci-Town.
So really what this came down to was a bit of a redig, probably of level 8 past the Triforce and the Recorder grab on Jay Coper's side. Really tried to get to that second heart container. A little bit of time lost there. And then just a couple of small deaths here and there, especially in that level 4 that stopped him from being silvers early. But you can't fault dude for his play in this. He definitely deserved to win this the way he played.
Yeah, we're gonna watch Jay Coper, of course, finish out his seed. Unfortunately, his tournament is going to come to an end here. Like I said earlier, both of these runners deserve to be in the round of 32. Just happened to get paired off in this matchup, and just how the tournament works.
Speaking of how the tournament works, while we're waiting for Dude and Jay Coper to finish, the next races up on the dock are Crystal Saver versus my partner in the booth, JP. That's going to be a doubleheader starting at 7 p.m. Eastern on this very channel, and the second match will be roughly an hour 15 to an hour 45 later, depending on how trolly that first seed gets rolled. We'll also have a race between RKC, TKC, and Sausage Link 83 on Randomania. That is game 3, so don't miss that one either. JSR and Nochibado are going to play their first game on Speed Gaming 4 at roughly 9 o'clock tonight. And then 9:30, it'll be Zebgeni and Adirondack Rick. And with the ding, I believe we have our winner. Congratulations to Dude. You have defeated Jay Coper, and you are on to face Sci-Town.
Yeah, that's very surprising.
Yeah, given the way games 1 and 2 worked out, where you both finished within 3 minutes of one another in each of those races, it's not a big surprise to us.
No, I suppose not. I just wasn't expecting it. Like, I was expecting all the races. Like, I was expecting to do only 2 games to begin with, and both of them to be like a 50-minute loss or something. But I guess I underestimated my own ability.
I'm sure JP has some questions, but the big difference maker from our vantage point was that you had found the silvers in that landmolar room the first time into it, whereas Jay Coper took a death and then turned all the way around and went to the north.
You know, it was literally the last room I cleared in 4, so unless he just left 4 entirely after that.
Well, I think going back even earlier in the race, I think one big thing that separated you two is your decision to leave level 7, finding both items. And that ended up paying off for you because it saved you some time.
Yeah, I'm a big believer, which I probably copied from Redwood Grad, and just leaving 7 if you can. Occasionally punch you, but it's such a lot. It's just a very poor effort to reward ratio in that dungeon usually.
Yeah, in this specific seed, it wasn't the worst level 7 I've ever seen. It was segmented, but the room count was down closer to what you would expect out of a level 5.
Okay, that's not too bad. So there's these people in chat asking, as far as I could tell, Zelda, if I remember right, Zelda could only be accessed from the right, and the only part I found was a bomb hole, which was actually quite a distance away.
Yeah, you were holding on to every last bomb for dear life for quite some time in that. And there's a little bit of panic in the booth and in the chat that you had misread your 10 for a 0 on your bomb count, but being
No.
being stingy with your bombs ended up paying off because when you did use them, you found the right bomb.
Yeah, I didn't know. Doesn't normally work out. Or in this case, I found the compass, and I knew she was somewhere in that northern area, so I just decided to go to all the areas I could possibly bomb from and just try bombing up. And one of the first ones I landed was a decent distance away, like 5 rooms, it looks like. But only that was the one. Maybe not the only one, but it was one of the ones.
Yep, so a little bit of extra time lost for Jay Coper in level 4, having to re-clear the bottom couple rooms to get back to the silver landmolar room. A little bit of time lost in level 7, and then not to be forgotten is you got to basically go mode level 6 when you return to it, whereas he full cleared the double heart level 6.
Oof.
Whereas I think you probably only went into about, well, at least less than a dozen rooms of level 6 when you went back there the second time for the trifle.
Yeah, it looks like 11 rooms. If I check my own tracker.
Yep, well, you've gotten past one veteran of the... and now you get a newer runner of the scene, Sci-Town, who has come on very strong, so certainly is not going to get any easier anytime soon for you. What are you expecting as far as Sci-Town is concerned?
Well, I'm expecting basically what I said earlier. It's what I was expecting from these matches. Just like 2 races, 50-minute losses, there we go. But, you know, I have no idea. It's incredibly hard to gauge my own ability compared to other runners because I don't have the time to join most of the random races that happen. So it's like, am I good? Am I bad? I have no idea. Apparently decent.
thought it was that room. Was it the room? I guess it was the 7th column that you could bomb up in.
Yeah, let's see if the restream is still active. I can put my map on it if you give me a second.
I'm gonna guess he was one room too far to the right. Looks like this is the better one. So let's see if he bombs up in here. Yeah, now he's found it. So J. Cooper will be done here in the next couple of seconds, probably 30 seconds away.
Yeah, it was a very straight path from there.
Alright, and we have a finish at 113.07. Or no, 121.11, excuse me. That was the dude's time I was reading off. So roughly an 8-minute difference in this.
And unfortunately, we'll not be getting Jake Hopper in here for an interview. He has declined. Yeah, get your GGs in chat for him. He did put together a really good race. This seed was just a very tough seed. And, yeah.
Yeah, like, by the time I started being in go mode, I figured I was significantly behind, but it's just, like, it was one of those seeds that just wasn't laid out well to go through quickly.
Yeah, the way that seed started, where you guys went to level 5, level 2, it started to feel like you were going to have one of those icky combat seeds that was never going to let up, but I think that was kind of the end of all of those Wizrobe and Gria sets, and you got some easier sets, a ladder and a red ring shortly thereafter. So once that happened, suddenly it looked like it wasn't going to be nearly as bad. Right, well, with that, I guess we'll wrap up for this match. We have another one coming up not too far away, I think within the next couple hours here. I think it's at 7 p.m. Eastern on this channel and on Randomizer 1. So 2 races for you to check out. We'll look and see here. Yep, you can either watch JP and Crystal Saber or RKC TKC versus Sausage Sling. So 2 big matches coming up with major implications.
I'll say for my match tonight is I'll do my best, but that is a very tall order coming up tonight.
Well, if I give you one piece of advice before we go, it's don't worry about Crystal Saber and don't meta Crystal Saber. Play your own game, do your own route, and just go for personal best. And if it works out for you, it works out for you.
Yeah, thanks for the advice and thanks for calming me with me here today. Also, give a shout out to our tracker. Don't think we've mentioned them yet. Fryteeth did all of our tracking for today.
Yep. For now, that was JP over there to my left, and I'm Furious K, and we'll see you around here the next couple hours for some more Z1R action.